Hello class. In this video we'll talk about camera switch. Now you can see we have a third-person controller and the camera is following him, is in his back. And if I press 2 key, it'll switch to the top camera. And if I press 3 key, it'll be aiming to his face, the detail camera. If I press 4 key, it'll be first-person controller. And if I press 1, it'll switch back to the third-person controller. 4, first person, right? So you can switch between these cameras, and let's see how it works. So here, let's select our player. Okay, either a third-person controller or first-person controller. It will work the same way. Here we'll go to Add Component, and we can do Script, and we can create a new script. And here we'll say Switch Cameras, and create an add, and then double-click, and it'll open the Visual Studio. Alright, and we can write it here. So what we'll do is, here we'll define object. So the script will be simple, don't feel headache. Alright, and I'll explain the concept. So here we'll say public game object, and we'll define game object camera 1. And here let's say we'll put 4 cameras. So this is a 2, this is a 3, this is the 4th one. So when the game is awake in the beginning, we can do is we can put camera 1 dot set active. Okay, and we can set active as a true. So at the beginning, the first camera it'll be activated, and then we can copy this line. We'll see the second camera will be false. Third one and fourth one, they all will be inactive. And then we want some update. So what if you press the key? So we want to switch cameras when we press the key, right? Okay, so here we can see if you input the key. So here I will say input get key down. Oops. As you can see, when you type here, it will automatically pump it up. So get key down, what key we want to press. Let's see, if I press 1 key, or you can give it a letter. It depends on what key you want to set. So whenever you press the number 1 key, and then here between these marks, you will put a function. So we want to copy this whole paragraph to here. So when you put the first key, nothing changes. It will keep as a default, which is the first camera will be active. Other cameras will be deactive. And if you're on other camera, it will switch back to the first camera, right? And then we can just duplicate this whole thing, the if function. So if you press the 2 key, and then you can just switch here. The second camera will be true. The first camera will be false. And then you can repeat this process. That's it. That's how it works. So basically, this whole thing from this mark to here, it is the update function. So this will not happen before you call it to update. So the way how you call it update is you go into this mark. If you press the number 1 key down, it'll update. What to update is inside here. So you will make the first camera to active. Okay, same thing here. Alright, so I'll save it, and then we'll go back. And then you can just press play and see if you can play the game. Alright, so no error, so that means our script is good. And then I can set the camera. So this is our third-person controller, and this is the main camera I have. As you can see, that is behind my character. So here I already created 2 cameras. I will drop it into the third-person controller group. If you have first-person controller, you will do the same thing. Alright, so for the top camera, let me show it. So for the top camera, I put it on top, right? A little bit in front of the character, so you can see what is in front of him. So it makes the game look like a 2D, but it's actually a 3D game. And the detail camera is in front to show the character's face. And then we can create our fourth camera. Let's see, select the main camera, and we can just hit Command D and duplicate. And for this one, we can see first person camera. Our player is a third person controller because it has the character here. But what if I want to show the first person view? And then we can use this camera and we can just move it in front of him, put it down at the eye level. Okay, forward a little bit. Alright, so that will work. And then we select our third person controller and we have created a script earlier. And then we'll just drop each camera to the camera slots here. Third camera will be the detail camera, and fourth camera will be the first person controller. Okay, so now let's test. See if I press 1, nothing will happen because by default it's the first person. Because by default it's the main camera. If I press 2, it's the top camera. 3 is the detail camera. 4 is the first person camera. How cool is that? And then I can press 1 to switch. Right, this is 4, this is 1, this is 2, 3.